Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Initiated Measure 28 would repeal South Dakota's sales tax on items people can consume, including groceries.
But people on opposing sides of the question that'll go before South Dakota voters this fall don't exactly agree on what IM 28 covers.
We don't know yet what consumption means. So the reality is there's a lot of legislative work and obviously legal work that's going to have to be done.
With initiated laws, if they're really concerned about the tobacco tax, they could simply just write something in the next legislative session to address it.
The Attorney General's statement on IM 28 says, quote, judicial or legislative clarification of the measure will be necessary. We're learning more about the proposed Riverline District Convention Center. It would be located on the northeast side of the Big Sioux River on the edge of downtown Sioux Falls.
On Tuesday, Johnson Consulting went over plans with the City Council.
This would essentially double the amount of exhibit space that's currently available at the Sioux Falls Convention Center, which is then enabling the facility to capture much larger events, more super regional and national rather than local and regional, and bring in more folks from out of town.
There are 3 different proposed phases to build the new convention center. You can find the full 18-page presentation right here on KELOLAND.com. People are on the search for bug spray. With the number of bugs in the area, many people want to be safe.
Whether they are looking for bug spray or other bug repellent options, everywhere is on low stock.
We've gotten more people. Like I said, everybody's coming in looking for that bug spray, some kind of fogger for their yard, a spray for the yard, anything to keep the bugs away.
Sioux Falls Lewis Drug Stores and Ace Hardware both received emergency shipments of bug sprays yesterday.
Well, the mixture of some rain and the heat might not be good for that bug population, Scott.
Well, we are looking at rain chances already this morning, and we've been following those across southeastern South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota. Some locally heavy downpours associated with some of these. They'll move through the area during the morning hours. We'll see if we get anything to redevelop this afternoon or evening. If that happens, I think that will happen in Minnesota or northwestern Iowa. We'll have more details on your KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. In just over 3 weeks, Western KELOLAND will be full of motorcycles for the 84th annual Sturgis Motorcycle Rally.
With such a large number of riders entering the Black Hills, businesses start to gear up as soon as the previous rally ends and are putting the finishing touches on this year's preparations.
During the rally, we have to add a lot of staff, obviously, going up to that number of over 500 people across all of our locations and making sure that everything's prepared through the winter and making sure inventory is right, working with Harley-Davidson, working with all of our vendors.
The Sturgis Motorcycle Rally gets underway officially on August 2nd. After experiencing its shortest winter season on record, Great Bear Ski Valley in Sioux Falls is trying its hand at a summer concert series.
Chill at the Hill will feature a different local musician every Wednesday for 3 consecutive weeks, beginning tonight with Brady Reed.
He's a local folk artist. We're just excited to be able to connect with some local musicians and support them and bring them out to Great Bear.
I just hope that people come out and support not just Great Bear, but the musicians, the food, all of that. It's just a great opportunity to support the local things here in Sioux Falls.
Chill at the Hill is from 5 to 8 p.m. every Wednesday through July 24th. We've provided a link with a full schedule of musicians and food trucks under this story here on KELOLAND.com. A Pierre woman has moved out to California to follow a dream she couldn't in South Dakota, studying whales in person.
Josie Slothaug has wanted to pursue marine biology ever since high school. She says that growing up in South Dakota did prepare her for the marine biology field.
People in South Dakota, especially ranchers and farmers in that community, they understand the natural world and ecosystems better than a lot of people that I've gone to school with who've studied it.
Slothaug has looked at 17,000 photos of gray whales with her research. She plans on earning her master's of biology in whale research over the next 2 years.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, watching some of that rain this morning, some rain gauge totals the last 24 hours. We didn't pick up a lot in Aberdeen, but we did have a few cells around Brown County that did turn severe last evening. We ended up with almost a half an inch of rain at Watertown. I know the Brookings number doesn't look too impressive, but if you get just in the western part of Brookings County, you kind of hone in on Moody County, you're going to find some numbers at least at a half an inch and even a local 1 inch total. I also noticed that was true up around Ivanhoe and that area too this morning, and even east of Worthington, there have been some local rain totals that are a little bit heavier. But by and large, the system's still kind of a scattered in nature here. You can see the short-term forecast over the next couple of hours through 9 a.m. Some of that activity drifting south into northwest Iowa. I do think it'll fall apart. Perhaps a couple of cells could pop back up on the scene if you're looking really closely at that radar view there by 7 o'clock this evening. It is possible to pick up something there in, let's say, Rock County, Minnesota. Even a couple of those cells between Worthington and Sioux Center, Iowa do indeed show up. So we'll verbally mention that. I think that that's also kind of a typical feature in July. We got enough instability there to support it. Otherwise, numbers today, Sioux Falls will be in the low 80s. We do expect a few 90s to pop up near Spearfish and Rapid City. And that is just the beginning of this hotter weather. It looks like as we turn the corner tomorrow, we're going to crank up these numbers well into the 90s in western Ketherland. We're forecasting at least mid to upper 90s in Rapid City. Sioux Falls, we're not there yet. We're not going to get as hot. We'll be in the low to mid 80s tomorrow afternoon. We'll also start picking up some wind out of the southeast with that pattern. And then eventually Sioux Falls will pick up hotter weather for the weekend. So by Saturday especially, Sunday, you're really going to feel the combo of heat and humidity. Look at the 100s, though, coming into western South Dakota Friday. We've got some of that 100-degree weather probably close to Pierre going into Saturday, and I would even say Sunday is also fair game for at least being close to that level. And if it's not to 100 in eastern Ketherland, it's going to feel like it because the heat index will likely be very high. So look for some hot weather headlines to be attached to that part of the forecast. Stay cool the best you can. All right, low 80s today, Sioux Falls, your Ketherland live Doppler HD forecast. Let's jump right into those 7-day numbers. And by the weekend, we're hitting that 91-degree mark on Saturday. Sunday's high 94, 92 on Monday. Now, in the broader perspective of the weekend forecast, there are some discussions about storms in North Dakota and parts of Minnesota this weekend. And the Aberdeen forecast is a little tricky because right now we have it just being hot and humid, but it is possible we may have to sneak some storms into our forecast in that northeast corner of our coverage areas. So Sisseton, Watertown, Millbank, kind of keep watching that. I think that that is something we may have to kind of deal with here as we go down the line. Next week, by Monday, Tuesday, the pattern starts to break down a little bit better. That's probably going to offer up some thunderstorm chances at some point there, too, as we bring in a cold front. Here in central South Dakota, hot weather, very likely. I'm less inclined to put any rain in that forecast right now, and that's also true in Rapid City, where Rapid is a dry heat. The humidity is way lower, and that's, of course, going to lead to more fire weather concerns. Find out more details about all of that online at ketherland.com.